let's kind of get things a little loose here and have a little bit of an icebreaker. So, Dr. Sanchez, what is one word you'd use to describe the future of education?
First of all, just thank you for allowing me to be here and providing me this space to talk to you guys and just share perspective and ideas and some of the work we're doing here in Tarrytown. But my word would just be bright. I actually think, in light of, first of all, I have a positive outlook on the work when I enter these spaces. But I also think there's a lot of unique opportunities that present themselves here in New York State and across our country. So my word for now is bright, with brilliant hope for all our kids.
It's awesome. Great. Yeah, Maria, do you want to chime in on here?
Yeah, I'd
Shed a
love
little light.
to. Well, you know what? First of all, we're just excited to be able to chat with Ray. As a superintendent in New York, you think that, especially you've been there since 2023, you think people know you, but there's always those lingering questions that I think we have to start with. And that is, who's Ray? Like, who's Dr. Ray, and why is he a superintendent? Like, what in God's green earth made you want to become a superintendent? Not just of Tarrytown, but the position and the role that
Yeah, sure.
it is.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great essential question. I'll just go back and bring it to present day. I mean, I'm first generation. My family actually came to Tarrytown. Now, this is where I am superintendent. Quite honestly, mom lives just down the road. That's probably one of the hardest tasks of me as a superintendent, because mom thinks I can go and visit her very often. But I came from a very humble background. And then I just had unique opportunities throughout. I found education, found fulfillment in education as a teacher, and then eventually had various opportunities, more so in the Ossining School District, where I spent 25 years of my career. And quite honestly, I had a superintendent at the time, Bob Raleigh, who saw something in me and gave me opportunities. He invited me to become an assistant superintendent at a very young age and early on in my career. And I just found great fulfillment in the role, just the impact that you can have. And eventually became superintendent in Ossining, which is a neighboring district, where I was superintendent for 13 years. And now I'm here in Tarrytown, once again, a place that I've been born and raised in. I remember riding bike in this same community. And once again, I found fulfillment in working through and helping to transform, supporting teachers, supporting community, and most importantly, having a positive impact on our scholars here in the Tarrytown schools.
That's so cool. I mean, it's not often that you get to hear of, superintendents in particular being able to return, home. And so being away provides a perspective. What do you think were some of the most significant changes you saw, not through your younger set of eyes, not that means anything about aging, but just in time lapse, right, Ray? Like, we always come back with a different perspective, having been away for a little bit. What do you think those changes look like?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I appreciate you not judging this book by its cover in terms of years of experience. Quite honestly, I've been very fortunate, and I've referenced my years in the Ossining School District and having 25 years there, and that was home. I need to say that as well. Spending a good portion of my life and career there, found good roots and had a very positive impact, I think, working together with all stakeholders. But then coming here to Tarrytown, I quite honestly, I bring, number one, some of the bright spots of what I was able to do in other districts, present it. For me, it was coming in with a fresh set of lenses here to think about where we can drive public education and the positive impact that it can have. We thought really long, hard about how do we just make sure that everyone has opportunities. And that's something that I learned throughout, is that we know that if we provide those opportunities, sometimes with scaffold for our kids, that all kids can succeed. And so that's the lens, I think, as you bring about what's the difference? Over my career, I've been able to work with individuals along with school boards and others to really think through that perspective. And here in Tarrytown, we're doing that in the moment, really thinking carefully through a critical lens of how do we provide more access, and that we meet the needs of all kids in unique and innovative ways, and that there's no standard like formula to this. It's really constantly looking and thinking and posing good questions. And that's what I've learned over the course of my career as a educator, and more specifically as a superintendent now in the Tarrytown schools.